The Message Bible is a paraphrase of the Bible, written by Eugene H. Peterson in the late 20th century. It is a dynamic equivalence translation, which means that Peterson tried to capture the meaning of the original languages in contemporary English. He avoided using technical terms and tried to make the text flow smoothly. The Message Bible was first published in 1993 and has since been translated into over 20 languages. It is one of the most popular translations of the Bible in the United States. It is a dynamic equivalence translation, which means that the translators tried to capture the meaning of the original text in a way that is understandable and natural in English. This is in contrast to a literal equivalence translation, which tries to stay as close to the original text as possible, even if it means using awkward or unnatural English. The MSG Bible uses contemporary language and idioms. This makes it a more accessible translation for people who are not familiar with the original languages of the Bible. However, some people have criticized the MSG Bible for using too much slang and colloquial language. The MSG Bible is not a word-for-word translation. The translators often took liberties with the original text in order to make the meaning clearer or more understandable. This can be a problem for people who are looking for a literal translation of the Bible. Unlike the approach used in many versions of the Bible, which were written to broadly apply to as many people as possible, the MSG Bible is written in a way to appeal to a specific audience. Some of the people who might find the MSG Bible to be a good fit include people who are new to the Bible. The MSG Bible can be a good way to introduce the Bible to people who are not familiar with it. The conversational style and contemporary language make it read more like other books that a new reader may be used to. People who are looking for a translation that is easy to read. The MSG Bible is a good choice for people who find other translations to be too difficult to read. The conversational style and contemporary language make it easy to follow, and the footnotes can help to explain difficult passages. This use of common modern language helps it to be more readable to people of all education levels and backgrounds. People who are looking for a translation that is relevant to modern life. The MSG Bible includes contemporary slang and idioms, which can help people to understand the Bible in a way that is meaningful to them today. Some of the more literal translations can require explanations about the lives and times of people from ancient times before they can be understood. The MSG Bible bypasses this by converting many verses to match modern life and sensibilities. This can make it a good choice for people who are looking for a translation that they can relate to. Like any other version of the Bible, the MSG Bible has its share of strengths and weaknesses. Here are some of the strengths of the MSG Bible. Easy to understand. The MSG Bible uses a conversational style of English that is more natural and engaging than some other translations. This makes it a good choice for people who are not familiar with the original languages of the Bible. It often includes additional notes, similar to those found in study Bibles, to aid the reader in their understanding. Relevant to modern readers. The MSG Bible includes contemporary slang and idioms, which can make the Bible more relatable to modern readers. This can help people to understand the Bible in a way that is meaningful to them today. Captures the meaning of the original text. The MSG Bible is a dynamic equivalence translation, which means that the translators tried to capture the meaning of the original text in a way that is understandable and natural in English. This makes it a good choice for people who are looking for a translation that is faithful to the original text, but that is also easy to understand. Accessible to all. The MSG Bible is written in a way that is accessible to people of all ages and educational levels. This makes it a good choice for people who are looking for a translation that they can read and understand on their own. The MSG Bible also has some shortcomings. Here are some of the most common criticisms of the MSG Bible. Its use of slang and colloquial language. Some people have criticized the MSG Bible for its use of slang and colloquial language. They argue that this makes the translation less accurate and less faithful to the original text. Its departures from the original text. The MSG Bible is not a literal translation of the Bible. The translators often took liberties with the original text in order to make the meaning clearer or more understandable. This can be a problem for people who are looking for a literal translation of the Bible. Its lack of scholarly consensus. The MSG Bible was not produced by a team of scholars. It was the work of a single individual, Eugene Peterson. This means that the translation does not have the same level of scholarly consensus as some other translations. It can be difficult to follow the flow of the text. The MSG Bible often uses a very free translation style, which can make it difficult to follow the flow of the text. This can be especially problematic for people who are not familiar with the original languages of the Bible. It can be misleading. The MSG Bible's use of contemporary language can sometimes be misleading. The MSG Bible is not a literal translation, and it sometimes departs from the original text in significant ways. For example, the translation of the phrase, "the blind leading the blind," as, "the blind leading the blind down the ditch," can give the impression that the original phrase means something that it does not. Ultimately, whether or not the MSG Bible is a good fit for you depends on your personal preferences and needs. If you are looking for a translation that is easy to understand and that uses contemporary language, then the MSG Bible may be a good option for you. However, it is important to be aware of its limitations before using it. The Message Bible is not a perfect translation, and it should not be used as the only source of information about the Bible. You should also talk to your pastor or priest, and get their recommendation. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please consider leaving a like or subscribing.